I want to introduce Gary A. Gibson. Gary A. Gibson has enjoyed a distinguished career that features significant positions of authority in the private, public, and nonprofit sectors. Currently serving as President and Chief Executive Officer of Martin Center, Inc., Gary is responsible for leading Indiana's only not-for-profit agency dedicated to sickle cell disease. Under his leadership, Martin Center provides support services to individuals with sickle cell disease and sickle cell trait, provides sickle cell education to the community, and advocates on behalf of those who must live with the disease. Gary's passion for helping those with sickle cell has its roots in previous life and marriage to a sickle cell patient who passed away at the age of 36 due to complications from the disease. He has published 2 white papers on sickle cell anemia, sickle cell disease, Still Here, Still Causing Pain, and sickle cell disease, the ultimate health disparity. Prior to joining Martin Center, Gary served in leadership positions at the Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles, the Indiana Governor's Office, the Indiana Department of Administration, and the Indianapolis Airport Authority. He has also spent several years as CEO of an economic development consulting company, Gibson Associates, LLC. Mr. Gibson has been presented with he presented with the state highest honor, the Sagamore of Wabash, in January 1997 and again in 2007. Please welcome Mr. Gibson.
Good morning. Thank you, Sherry. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you. That's much more like it. Just welcome, and I'm not going to stay up here very long. We've got a few people that we want to speak with you before we hear our keynote speaker. I'm so delighted that Mr. Dr. Frimpong has agreed to join us today. A man who really didn't have to be here, and I certainly urge all of you to pay him your deepest attention. Spent some time with him yesterday, and I find him to be a remarkable man. And I'm very, very impressed and very grateful and honored that he came to be with us today, as well as our other speakers, Dr. Sue, Dr. Eastep, and the others. And I just really am looking forward to today, and I hope that you are too, and I would like you to try to learn something, but walk away knowing that there's still a lot of work to do. But recognize that there's a lot of hope, and that's what this is built on. This whole conference is built on hope. And we want you to leave here today knowing that there's reason for hope, but also knowing that there's work to do. So without any further ado, it's my pleasure and my honor to be able to introduce you to the chairperson of the Martin Center Sickle Cell Initiative Board of Directors, and his name is Carl Ellison. Carl?
Thank you, Gary. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good. It's my pleasure as the chair of the Martin Center Sickle Cell Initiative to welcome you. This is our 3rd consecutive conference, so therefore the 3rd consecutive time I've had the opportunity to do this. We have a board of about 15 members who provide governance for the organization. I think I saw 2 members are here. I'm going to ask Marty Thompson and Dr. Pat Treadwell, our treasurer back there, to please stand and be recognized. Come on, Pat and Marty. It is an interesting board that we have. Dr. Ray Pierce, who helped start Martin Center many, many years ago, still serves as a board member. I think it's probably, I don't remember whether we're 30 or 40 years old, but he's been very, very faithful for all the years. We are, and if I can just get in a couple of almost advertisements here, about a third of our board are physicians. And so we have the benefit of having great diversity, but also great talent. But we want to expand our board, and so I would just say to any of you who are inspired by today and who want to make a deeper commitment to the cause, please contact Gary at Martin Center if you're interested in service, as we can use more stewards to help us continue the important work we do. Thank you so much for coming. Do enjoy today.
There's one special acknowledgement I wanted to make because they drove down from Chicago this morning, I believe, and that would be Talana Hughes from the Sickle Cell Disease Association of Illinois. Talana, if you would raise your hand. And Talana came down with her staff, and you'll get to meet her staff during the day. But also, I think it's just really, really cool that we have the honor of having our, and I hope you don't mind if I'm doing this, Talana, but the Sickle Cell Disease Association of America Child Ambassador. Her name is Tiana Hughes. Tiana, would you stand up and let everyone see? Tiana is the National Child Ambassador and has the duties of trying to help promote sickle cell awareness throughout the country. And that's a wonderful honor and a wonderful distinction. And it was through a contest that she won. So it's not by a fluke. This is a wonderful young lady, and we're glad that they came down to be with us today. Sherry? Sherry?
At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Virginia Kane.
Hey, well, good morning, everybody. How's everybody today with that sort of the beautiful sunshine out there and the warm weather's so sweaty, boy, we don't know what to do with ourselves. You know, in the last couple of years in this community, we've had an enormous amount of challenges. And those challenges, a lot has to do with how well we do with our economic resources available to us in terms of getting the message out. It also has to do with how well we're doing health education and promotion about this critical issue for our community. Now, I'm a practicing physician, and I see patients at our gorgeous, beautiful New Ashkenazi Hospital. If you haven't been there, everyone needs to take a tour there. But I thought it was amazing. One of our patients was sickle cell, was in a critical condition there, and we were trying to determine what her underlying cause was making her so sick. And no one realized, and it wasn't in her medical records, that this patient was a sickle cell patient. And only after further having a lot of several repeated discussions with her daughter that we realized that we had a patient with sickle cell. And our issue sometimes is that a lot of our young providers, they don't have the frequency of seeing a lot of these patients and knowing their diagnosis. And the other thing, Indianapolis, Marion County is almost becoming a very international haven for so many people coming from so many different countries with a higher risk of the sickle cell trait, that we have to do better in terms of getting this message out. So this conference and our keynote speaker, we're just delighted to have here, is that first step of getting the message and the education of what we need. But we are in critical times. We need those resources in order to continue to do the screening for sickle cell and for people to realize that they may be at risk, and for our providers to know when to do the screening of their patients. And so we're going to look for that. Where's my young ambassador? Boy, so you know, if we're champions like that, how can we go wrong? Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay, at this time I want to introduce Jarnell Craig, Congressman of Carson's office.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to come on behalf of Congressman Carson, who's preparing to travel today, but you are in his district and he wanted to bring these words to you. Greetings. Welcome to the 2014 Indiana Sickle Cell Conference, Hope on the Horizon. I applaud the efforts of the event organizers and commend each of you who are taking part. Your attendance today signifies your commitment to addressing the serious health issues that affect minorities communities across the globe. As we continue to raise awareness about sickle cell disease and provide the help needed by so many in our community, I am encouraged by the ongoing dialogue that is taking place. Many of us have friends and loved ones who are afflicted with sickle cell or memories of those who have had their lives shortened by this disease. Sadly, many people are still not adequately educated on the facts of sickle cell disease, and I commend the Martin Center for their work to educate our community about this issue and other directly affected minorities and their health. On behalf of the 7th District of Indiana, I thank you for being here today. I hope that you leave this conference energized and informed for the work ahead. Please do not hesitate to contact me as I may be of assistance in your efforts. God bless. Sincerely, Andre Carson, Member of Congress.
And I too have another letter. Welcome. On the behalf of the City of Indianapolis, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2014 Indiana Sickle Cell Conference hosted by the Martin Center Sickle Cell Initiative. The conference theme, Sickle Cell Disease, Hope on the Horizons, bring awareness of the many positive events that are currently taking place in the study of sickle cell disease. Medical presentation, panel discussion, and alternative sickle cell therapies comprise a full agenda of Dr. Ohene Frimpong, professor at the Perelman School of Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania. We will give keynotes address focusing on current developments and trends in the fields of sickle cell treatments and research. I commend the Martin Center Sickle Cell Initiative for its work in educating the community about the devastating disease and assisting those affected. I wish you the best for a successful and informative conference in Indianapolis. Best regards, Gregory A. Ballard, Mayor, City of Indianapolis. Next, I would like to introduce Council President Maggie Lewis.
Good morning. Again, my name is Maggie Lewis, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the president of the City County Council. So I bring you greetings on behalf of my colleagues of the City County Council. I simply wanted to stop by to say thank you to the Martin Center and to Mr. Gibson for your dedication and your commitment to serving those with sickle cell, but also for ensuring that the community is educated about this disease. So thank you so much for your hard work. This issue is very dear to my heart. I had an aunt that passed away that had sickle cell. My mother does carry the trait, and this is part of our family's conversation, part of our family's DNA, and something that we discuss on a regular basis. And so it is, again, very important to me. And I want to encourage you all to continue to research and study the issue. And thank you for your commitment into studying this issue. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.